Facebook. Of course, this is Nina, or Player. So, this is me on my way to work. And I just wanted to get on here and kind of have a talk. So, here lately, I've been just sitting back, taking an inventory of me. I tend to do that from time to time. Well, first and foremost, let me say this. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell your friends to subscribe to my channel. Shawnita Player, which I'm going to probably change the name anyway. But it'll be Morning Talks with Nina. That's not the only thing that I'm going to do on my channel, but a lot of my thought-provoking antics come when I, drive to work. So this morning I'm sitting in the car and I'm thinking, I'm like, you know what? Like, God, I'm just tired. I'm going to be transparent because that's just who I am. I was like, I'm tired, I'm just tired. Like, not, tired as in sleepy, but emotionally tired. So basically, I said, I have this feeling that, I'm just tired of the whole dating scene, let's put it that way. I'm tired of women feeling like we have to give ourselves up, or we have to do things to keep someone in our life. We have to basically almost like degrade ourselves to make sure that someone else is happy. And I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, look, I'll be 40 in September, and I want to be with someone that wants to be with me. But not only that, I want to be with someone who doesn't mind waiting for me as far as sexual activity, sexual intercourse, sexual activities, the sexual part of a relationship. Someone who is willing to wait. A lot of times when we as Christian women, and some women who are not even Christian, want to wait. We want to save something for our mate, our husband, the person that we're going to spend the rest of our lives with. And it seems as if most men have an issue or a problem with that. And it makes the dating process excruciating. I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for other people and, how it makes them feel. But I'm coming to the realization that, I'm just tired of, feelings of inadequacy. Feeling like because I don't want to have sex before marriage. Now, don't get me wrong, I have 2 children. So, of course, one of my children were in while I was married, but of course, I've had sex outside of marriage. I'm not going to say that I'm not a virgin. I have had sex outside of marriage, numerous times. But I'm at a point now in my life where I'm like, hey, I don't want to do this. I want to remain celibate until I get married. And when you say these things, it seems as if you suck the air out of the room. And I think a lot of the times, we as women do things because we feel as though we need to be validated. Validation with women is very important. It's something that we need. I'm not going to say that we don't need it, because we do. But a lot of us as women have not been validated by our daddies. Or we weren't raised with our fathers in the home, and we weren't, raised to feel as though that we're queens, and, our bodies are, the temple, and that we're to be valued, and our bodies is to be valued. And even if we were taught that, it's always, that validation that you're looking for. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I've had sexual relations with, the people that I've dated or were in a relationship with, was because I felt as though, oh, you love me if, this is the way that you're showing me that you love me. And the one time that I said, hey, I want to wait, I want to do this right, I don't want to have sex anymore, it did not turn out the way that I wanted it to, but it showed me the person's true intent. So with that being said, I said, hey, I don't want to have sex anymore, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, blah, 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 blah. And that relationship ended. So I started another relationship, and it goes to show you that if you are not healed completely, how you fall into the same trap again. So, I was dealing with this gentleman, and, he has a very, very lucrative job, career. I'm not going to say job, career. He makes money, good money. And that wasn't the reason why I talked to him. I talked to him because, he was different. He treated me like a princess. He made sure he opened the doors. He pulled out the chair for me. He always gave me affirmations. He affirmed me, basically. He gave me some validation. And I ate that up. Like, I soaked it up like a sponge. And that's how I got hooked. But then I started to realize I'm seeing patterns from before. And when I say, hey, I want to wait till I'm married, for us to, be intimate with each other. Oh, okay, that's cool. I want the whole package. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I like this. I'm good. I'm cool. Joke was on me. Now I'm realizing that men will say whatever they need to say to get in the door, but really don't mean a lot of the stuff. I'm not going to say all men. Really don't mean exactly what they're saying out of their mouth. So we ended up, doing something. Boom. I felt convicted. I said, no, I'm not doing this. Boom. So now that I'm like, hey, I'm not doing nothing. I don't want to do anything. I'm not doing nothing. No. The calls have gotten less and less. There are times where I don't speak to this person maybe once a week, or if that. When it was every day, we were texting. And now I haven't seen this person in almost 7 weeks, almost 8 weeks or whatever. So, now it's like, hey, you got to stick to your guns. I started to think that, hey, there's no men out there that's willing to wait. There's no man out there that don't want to get in your pants. That's what I was thinking. And it's like, now I am at the point of, hey, sex is good for reproduction. You know, that's where I was. And I had to come to the realization that God made sex for marriage. And when it's not in that context, there's a lot of things that come with that. So now I am on a journey to find out who I am and whose I am. You know, being vulnerable is one of the scariest things in the world for me. Because I've been hurt before by being vulnerable, you know, just by, you know, saying, hey, you know, this is what it is. I need someone to hold me accountable. And then all my business is out on the street. And this is from people who you felt or thought should know better. So yeah, I'm just being transparent right now. So right now I'm like on this journey where I'm like, you know what, Lord, just I'm over it. I'm over the how would I say it? The proverbial bullcrap. Let's put it that way. I'm over the I'm gonna say what I want to get what I want. Growing up, I was sheltered from a lot of things, so I was naive and don't get me wrong, I have brothers. I actually have four biological brothers. And I sat and I seen how they interacted with women. Not all of them, but my two brothers that I lived with, I seen how they interacted with females, and I'm like, hey, I don't like that. You know, I don't like how they treat females, you know. I didn't like a lot of what I saw. And I'm not even just saying as far as my brothers. I'm saying as far as how men treated women in general. And that I think that's where it started. My dad wasn't in the home, and I don't blame my dad for anything that, you know, may have happened in the past. I have forgiven my dad, but I needed. Hold on, let me correct that. I needed validation from males. I mean, I craved validation, you know, because I've always been told that, hey, you're too dark, or hey, you're too fat, or, you know, you're ugly. You know, I've had so many different nicknames throughout the years about my complexion, about me as a person. So I built up walls, and I'm like, hey, if this is love, I don't want that, you know. So I always questioned love. Like, what is it? I know for me, love is not something you just say. Like, people say, I love you all the time. But when I tell somebody I love them, I actually mean it. Because I don't say it unless I mean it. And I love hard. I'm not the type of person that, you know, once you get past that wall, I'm like, you know, hey, you know, I'm in it for the long haul. But I've come to realize that I have a big heart, but not everybody else has that. Not everybody else has the same good intentions, or no one else, other people don't feel the same way that you feel. So with that being said, you know, I've been hurt. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been hurt. But hurt people hurt people. And that's not what I want to do. So when I decided that I was going to be this person that says, hey, we're not having sex until we're married. I'm not doing anything with anyone until I'm married. Of course, you know, the enemy comes in to make you feel inadequate, to make you feel like you're doing something wrong. Hey, everybody's doing it. What is wrong with you that you don't realize that that's an important part of a relationship? And these are the things that I'm hearing constantly from males. Like, hey, what relationship you think that a man doesn't want to have sex, or a man can wait for years and years at a time? And it's discouraging. It makes you feel a certain way, and it actually made me angry. So I'm an angry person right now. I'm an angry individual right now. I'm working on getting rid of that. I had cousins who we were just having a generalized conversation about relationships and why I won't commit, or why I have a fear of committing to a relationship now. I've been married, and I'm divorced. That relationship was a very good eye-opener. So I know, now that I went into a marriage thinking that, this person is going to save me. And, I had this big idea that everything was going to be okay once I got married. But I came to the realization that if you're not whole, you can't expect for someone else to make you whole. You have to be whole when you get there. So this saying of, a relationship is 50-50, not true. A relationship is 100-100. If you can't give all of you in a relationship, then you don't need to be in a relationship. And I also think that it's not fair for me to go into another relationship with all the baggage from the last relationships. So now, today, which is August the, I think it's the 13th or the 14th, I'm not sure. Actually, it's the 14th because I get paid tomorrow. So on August the 14th, 2019, I am starting my journey of maintaining my celibacy, to just put my foot down and to realize my worth. I realize that I'm more than what's between my legs and what's on my chest, let's put it that way. I'm getting back to knowing who I am, loving me, flaws and all, realizing that I am beautiful. Last year, we had our social club anniversary, and I also went to an adult prom, and I put makeup on for the first time in, I think like 5 or 6 years. Well, I think it was longer than that, like 6 or 7 years. And when I looked in the mirror, I was like, wow, this young lady is beautiful. I'm gorgeous. Makeup is to enhance what you already have. So, it made me feel good because I'm like, wow, I look awesome. And now, because I'm not the type of person that wears a lot of makeup, so I was like, hey, you look good, girl. I got a lot of compliments. It was people who was like, wow, I didn't even recognize that was you. But the makeup came off. And I still had to look at me, and I had to look at myself in the mirror and realize that God beautified me the way that I am, with the dark circles, with the darkness, the hyperpigmentation, the light spots, the dark spots, the bumps. Whatever God has blessed me with, I'm learning to love it, No, I'm not skinny. As you can see, I'm not a skinny girl. And I'm learning to love all of my roles. Yes, all of them. Yes, can I improve on them? Yes. But where I am and where I'm at now, I need to love all of me. Because I can't expect someone to love me if I don't love me, So, I just wanted to say I'm on this journey. I will be documenting my journey. I will be keeping you updated on what's going on with me, what's going on with my life. If I'm having a bad day, if I feel a certain way about certain things. Right now, it's just me uplifting my own self-esteem. I'm working on not having to have someone say, hey, you're beautiful, for me to feel beautiful. I'm working on validating myself and having God validate me. That's where I'm at. That's what I'm working on. And that's what you're going to be seeing on this channel. But you're also going to be seeing a lot of funny stuff too, because people say I'm hilarious. So, you'll be seeing some funny videos. But this was one of those videos that I had to, get real with me. And I had to let myself be just a little bit vulnerable. And let people know that you're not the only one that's going through this. You're not the only one thinking, hey, is there someone out there for me who is willing to wait for me? Is there someone who doesn't want me for just what's between my legs or on my chest? Is there someone who actually sees the beauty in me? And that, God has beautified me. Or, is there someone out there that's looking at my mind, and willing to be there to pray me through? Because that's what I need. Someone there to encourage me, push me, and pray for me, pray with me. That's what I'm looking for. I want a God-fearing man. I want a man who goes to God first and then comes to me. I want a man who's willing to pray about every situation, every circumstance. I want a man who does what God's word says. Boom. If God said it, it is so. I want someone who stands firm on the word. I want a man that can teach me, about God. Yeah, I know about God. I know scriptures. I know, the how to play church. Let's put it that way. A lot of people play church, but they're not godly. Let's put it that way. There's a difference between playing church and being godly. So I want to be godly. I want to do things God's way. I want to live my life the way God intended me to live it. I'm not saying that, I want to be, holier than thou, because that's never my intention, because we all fallen short of the glory of God. But I want to live a life that's pleasing to God. I want to live a life where I'm not waking up regretting what I did, or regretting something that I said, or, being in a state of unhappiness. I don't want to have to deal with depression and anxieties and things like that. And that comes from issues that have not been resolved in our lives. So I'm going to work on my issues, and hopefully through me working through my issues and being vulnerable, it'll help someone else. That's a blessing for me. That's all I need. Once again, like, subscribe, and comments below. Love you guys. Talk to you in another time. Peace.